And tonight, we're learning COVID-19 vaccines are drying up for healthcare workers here on the First Coast, and we spoke with a local expert about what he's seeing on the front lines. On Your Side's Jocelyn Howard tells us about the hospital's current struggle and what the future may hold.
We're seeing overall a dry up of vaccine doses.
A shortage of vaccines even for healthcare workers.
It just puts our employees potentially at a greater risk moving forward.
UF Health Director of Infection Prevention Chad Nielsen says of UF Health's estimated 8,000 employees, 43% have received their first or second dose, a percentage Nielsen wished would continue to climb. But a new administration may bring new hope.
To a nation waiting for action, let me be the clearest on this point. Help is on the way.
President Biden's pledge 100 million vaccines administered in 100 days. Nielsen remains cautiously optimistic.
It's a lot of moving parts from when they say that to when it actually gets into the arms of people here in Jacksonville.
Going forward, Nielsen says the state has told UF Health not to expect vaccines coming its way.
The state is starting to pivot away from utilizing hospitals to disseminate vaccine, and instead they're moving towards city and state-run sites.
Sites like the Regency Mall, which closed today due to a supply shortage. Mayor Lenny Curry saying he's exhausting every option and relationship to secure additional supplies to administer at city sites. Nielsen says regardless, he's concerned as those incoming vaccines would go to city sites instead of the hospitals.
Definitely going to limit our availability to continue to vaccinate healthcare workers who do choose to get it.
Jocelyn Howard, First Coast News, on your side.